Hello, hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to my channel. If you are brand new here, welcome. I'm Bonnie, Old Soul Mermaid. And look what I just got in the mail from Amazon. It is the White Numen Tarot, a sacred animal tarot created by Alba Ballesta Gonzalez. So I'm going to take the plastic off and we are going to see what's inside this beautiful box. If you're interested, stick around. Well, we've gotten the plastic wrap off the deck, and it's another beautiful, gorgeously packaged Liminal 11 creation. Now, if you just take a look at the box, I think we're getting a look at some of the cards, the artwork. And on the back it says, lighting your path to the spiritual realm, inspired by ancient rituals and stories of sacred animal spirits. White Numen Tarot forms a path to human reconnection with the natural world and spiritual realm. A stunning and original tarot deck by Alba Ballesta Gonzalez. And then you can find her at Alba BBGG. I'm just going to hold that up there so you can see. And this deck has the new design box. Now, Liminal 11, if you know, they've done the Modern Witch Tarot and also the Cosmic Slumber Tarot. Now, with the box design, if you remember, and I'm just going to pull this off to the side, the Modern Witch has this slide out box design, you know, the top cover. And it's a great box, except, you know, if I let go of the bottom, it just slides right out. And I've been close to dropping it. So I'm glad that when they came out with the Cosmic Slumber Tarot, they got smart and maybe they've listened to complaints and they still have the top box, you know, but it's a trap door, magnetic trap door on the bottom. So I'm happy to see that they've continued with this design. So we'll put those aside and we'll open this trap door and see what goodness is inside. And you can see on the inside of the box, if you can pick that up, it's like a beigey pink with symbols. See if you can see that. It's really beautiful, you guys. And this is, look at that. Oh, I love the purple. Beautiful. You know, Liminal 11 really knocks it out of the park. Okay, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Now there's one thing, okay, another thing I want to point out. Do you see this little cardboard piece in here? All right, now in the Modern Witch Tarot, and I'm going to zoom up. Sorry about this. We're going to put this off to the side. With the Modern Witch Tarot, that little piece of cardboard was here and it was removable. It was just easily removable, so I took it out. The cards, then they do slide a little bit, but it's really easy to get the cards out. The book keeps it nice and snug. But when they came out with the Cosmic Slumber Tarot, this deck right here, I'm going to show you, Liminal 11. This piece of cardboard is not, you can't take it out, at least not in my deck. It's glued in there fairly tight. You can't take it out without ripping paper. It's literally glued, and I didn't know that when I got the deck initially, and I pulled it out and I ended up ripping some paper. So I sent my deck back to Amazon saying, you know, this is in some aspects kind of a defect or a faulty design. So they sent me another one, and I knew to keep the cardboard intact because I see, and it's in there. Can you see? I don't want to rip the paper because that would bug me even more than just having the cardboard in there. So now that I know, you know, I just keep it in there. But it looks like, I'm hoping, let's see, the cardboard's in here. You can take it out. Yay! You can take it out. It's not glued in there, so you can take it out. So yeah, something you can't do with the Cosmic Slumber unless they've changed it now with subsequent, you know, batches. All right, just want to let you know about that. Okay, so all of the Liminal 11 decks have this wonderful hardcover book, which is just fantastic. It's just a nice little touch, and we'll take a look at that in just a second. So now we are going to take off the sleeve and zoom in just a bit. Trying not to make you dizzy here. Oh my gosh, you guys. And I picked the perfect cloth. Oh my gosh. Sometimes you don't really know when you're gonna do these unboxing videos, you know, what's gonna work, you know. Okay, these are gorgeous. Now, I would say that this cardstock, it's glossy, but not a sticky gloss. It's glossy, but not high gloss and sticky. I would say this feels closer to thickness of the Cosmic Slumber, not quite as thick as the Modern Witch, for reference. And at the end of the video, we'll take a look at all three and see and compare. Okay, so yeah, really nice. These backs are beautiful. It's not reversible because you see one side you've got like swans or geese. The other side you have this dog. So not really reversible, but that's okay because I don't really read with reversals usually. So I think what we're going to do now is I'm going to find some nice music, and we're just going to do a nice silent musical flip through, and then we'll come back and discuss. that musical flip through. Now I'm just gonna flip through again with a little bit of commentary. Now, this deck is beautiful. Now, when I started with the first 2 cards, I was flipping through and I thought, oh, my niece would love the illustrations in this. Maybe I could use this to read for her. And then I saw this. And then going through the deck, I found there is some more nudity in the deck. So no, not for a young teenager, 18 and over, I would say. But that's okay. That's okay. Now from the artwork, I am getting kind of, you know, something similar to manga. You know, I'm not a manga fanatic or expert or anything, but that's just the, you know, the artwork seems to veer in that direction a little bit. Let me know what you think. If this is what you call manga-esque type art, you know, I don't know. It's just, you know, from what I've seen, but it's so beautiful. So beautiful. And another thing I'm getting from this deck is that maybe I think this might be a great ancestral deck. Maybe if you're doing ancestor work, because there are different, it seems like there's different cultures depicted here, albeit more dream and fantasy state. But it seems like there is some cultural references. There is some diversity, as you can see with the humans depicted in the deck. For the most part, I think it's all very young. And for the most part, it's all very body beautiful, with a couple of exceptions that you get some diversity in that. But, you know, I would term this as a fantasy art deck. And, you know, in our fantasies, we're all young and beautiful. And, you know, that's how it is, I guess. But it is so beautiful, and you don't need, sometimes you want a deck that depicts real life and the world that you see, and you want to see yourself in it. But sometimes, you know, you need a little fantasy in your life. You know, that's why entertainment is so big, you know, movies, all actors in movies, you know, unless they're real, excuse me, character actors, they're all, you know, pretty gorgeous and pretty attractive. I love this 4 of Wands. And I will say, if you notice, now that we're in the minors, the color palettes change, so you can definitely see. So we've got the oranges, the beiges, earth tones here in the wands. And then it's going to change again, you know, with each suit, which I really like. So you might get, these could be older gentlemen fighting, and I love this. Look at the masculine power in that, in that card. Now, if you have an aversion to snakes, there's a couple, 2 or 3 cards that, yeah, may put you off. So be aware of that as well. And here's the other one. Yeah, the 10 of Wands. It's interesting about the snakes. Here's somebody who looks a little bit more modern, of our world, a little bit. But then you have this figure who, you know, is obviously reminiscent of a different culture, one of the desert cultures, and yeah, it's beautiful. So, like, the Cosmic Slumber is definitely more of a dream deck. And this one is, you know, you've got some culture in it. And I will say, if you've noticed, the aces, you're all going to have the hands and then the suit in the middle, like the cups or the swords or whatnot. But they're all tied in together. And I must say, I love, love, love the suit of cups. Of course, I'm biased, but I love this suit in this deck. They're all fabulously good. But you know, the blues, I love greens too, and you saw that the pentacles, you know, with the beautiful greens, we'll get to that. But look at this sweet Six of Cups. So sweet. So it does follow the RWS system. It does go its own way with a few cards, but that's, you know, that's great. And a lot of cards you get a close-up vantage point of faces, which I like. This is a beautiful card. Very beautiful. I get a Little Mermaid vibe from this, you know. Excuse me, she's in the water, but she's edging towards land, it looks like. There's a metamorphosis happening, moving away from what she's known into a new landscape. The Nine of Cups. So I just, oh, this is a fabulous Ten of Cups. Not the traditional family unit depicted, you know. Family can be the one that you choose, and not only the one that you've come from. She's a little bit more badass than I would depict for a page, but I'll take it. Beautiful night. Just stunning. Now we're into the sword. So again, you see the hands and then the sword. So it's nice that you have that, the congruity of the suits. I love this depiction of the Three of Swords. So this couple is going through something, and the arrows have been shot. And they've gone through, but they're gonna get through this trouble together. I really, really like this. It's so nice to see something other than the bleeding heart, you know? She's pretty hot. The Four of Swords. The Five of Swords. Competing birds. This is a beautiful Six of Swords. So you've got a lot of the grays and the pale colors with the sword suit, and this is pretty graphic here. Yeah. I like the mix, you know, the backgrounds, the grays, the different tonal grays, but then you've got the earth tones in it too. I think it's gorgeous. Oh my gosh, this Page of Swords. You know, she looks like a queen to me. But look at this knight. And then there's the queen. And the king. Now we're going to get into the pentacles, and I love the greens. Now this reminds me, I've fallen in love with the 5th edition of the Yunasa Yaos or Yaos deck. I haven't gotten it yet, and I want to. The 5th edition, she went with green tones, a green color palette, as opposed to the purple and golds of the earlier editions. And I love that edition too, but I really love greens and blues. Look how beautiful this Four of Pentacles is. Not the usual miserly old man, and I love it. 5. She have a tear flowing down her cheek. I've got a little bit of the Egyptian influence here in the 6 of Pentacles. it's just stunning. I'm gonna look forward to working with this deck. And the backs, you guys, the backs. Just top-notch production. All aspects of it. Look at that queen. Look at her. And the king looks rather bored, but look at them. They're in similar poses. I think it's fabulous. And then you notice that it has 2 extra cards, the black and the white Numen. So yeah, I get, this would actually be a deck that you could use maybe for ancestral work. Let's take a look at the book, and I'm going to zoom out just a bit, so hold on to your hats. Don't want to make you dizzy. And there's the back, so it's that nice little hardcover book. So nice. So you do get a table of contents here. So there's a foreword, an introduction, and then it goes into the major and minor arcana. Reading the tarot, there are some spreads, and then it goes into the extra cards. So in the foreword it says, the word Numen conjures the image of the primal gods, who in millennia beyond comprehension were once our all. Our ancestors knew how to tremble in the presence of the little abyss within the eyes of a beast. They knew how to recognize the bond with creatures radically different from themselves, whom they venerated, but at the same time whose death meant food, thus life. This ancient conflict reveals the connection between the sacred and the sacrificial, and how rituals of cyclic regeneration evolved. It also speaks to us about the origin of art. As if condemned to poetry, the first inhabitants filled the walls of their sacred caves with silhouettes of bison, and later with hunting scenes in an act of evocation. Thus, the word Numen, with the strength of a magical word, evokes an image of the revered beings. Very interesting. So, see, I got the ancestral connection with this deck. There's an introduction. So the foreword is by David Orellana, and I think maybe he wrote the book, and then the artist is the Alba Ballesta Gonzalez. Goes into the major arcana, and you do get a white picture, a colored picture. So you get keywords, and then you get a description of the card. And I would bet that there's no picture for the minors, because the other books were not set up that way. So you get, yeah, it's going to be the same as the books in the Modern Witch and the Cosmic Slumber. So you get an overview of the minor arcana, and then you just get like a paragraph or a few sentences for each of the minors. And then let's look at the spreads. I always like to see the spreads that are included. Okay, so you get reading the tarot. So you get cleansing, shuffling, and the spread. So a 1-card spread, beginners start here. A 4-card spread. So that includes past, present, future advice, or positive, negative result advice. So that's it. And how to bond with the new. Oh, okay, this is another spread, bond with the Numen. It's a bonding spread. So that's 6 cards. So first card is air, then fire, then water, then earth, spirit, and advice. Interesting. Okay, another spread. Great. Path to the Sorcerer. So the first card is the motion. Then the second is the attraction, the drive, the craft, the fight, the ideal. And look at how that's laid out. That's pretty cool. And then it goes into the extra cards. Let's read about the extra cards. And why don't we have them out while I read about them? All right, so for the black Numen right here, keywords is void, pending, loss, corrosion. The two Numen face their own extinction. Two branches upside down, just about to burn into the sacred fire. The world is about to be spun upside down, and yet they still guard their altar, which drowns slowly into the depths. Once absorbed by the haze, their sacred nature shall depart. Simple beasts once more, still with the promise of a re-encounter of the divine. The black Numen symbolize clinging onto causes that may seem lost, distraction and confusion, a challenge to faith with the knowledge that it shall return. And then the white Numen, keywords are creation, starting point, divine inspiration. The God's Father runs across the virgin Earth's plains. In apparent weightlessness, just like the bison in ancient cave paintings, it traverses the world, making sure that all of creation is in order. Above him, dimensions open, and the power of the sun glows between his horns. The bronze stars and bird guide him as the morning breaks. The white Numen symbolizes creation through action, the perfect and divinely inspired path resulting from movement and momentum. Act, innovate, make the world anew. That's beautiful. I love the writing in this book. So gorgeous. So the deck, oh, it shuffles pretty nicely. It's not too clumpy at all. Yeah, if you're a riffle shuffler with big strong hands, you're gonna have no problem with this deck at all. Not at all. And just so we can see how they look laid out together, just to get a feel for it. So gorgeous, you guys. So gorgeous. And look at that. So beautiful. Okay, so I've got all three decks out, all three Liminal 11 decks out, and then this is the Cosmic Slumber, this is the new white Numen, and this is the Modern Witch. Now, it can be said, a lot of people have complained about how thick this cardstock is, and I think they have made changes in the cardstock because the Cosmic Slumber feels definitely thinner. And let's see how these feel. And these feel pretty similar. So I'm just going to zoom up a little bit because we're going to take a little eyeball measurement. So let's compare with the Modern Witch. You can see how thick of a deck that is. So yeah, if you have some small hands, and this is the Cosmic Slumber right here where my finger is pointing. You can see how much more thick the Modern Witch is. All right, so they did make changes to the cardstock. Okay, so I'm going to put the Modern Witch away because this is noticeably bigger and they have made a change. So this is Cosmic Slumber, and we've got the white Numen. I'm trying to fix it up so we can take an adequate measurement here. Which ones, do these seem pretty similar? They are kind of slippy, so I'm having a hard time. I'm trying to look through my phone. Now, this, I can't see. I think they're pretty much similar. You know what though? What do you guys think? I'm thinking my vision is kind of skewed because of where my phone is, but from what I can see, they look pretty similar as far as the thickness. I know this has 2 extra cards, but these are pretty much the same, and I would say that the decks are pretty much similar in thickness. So the cardstock, if you have the Cosmic Slumber, you know what the cardstock for the white Numen is going to be. They are very, very similar and much more easily to manage in your hands than the Modern Witch. Well, we've reached the end of my walkthrough unboxing of the beautiful new white Numen tarot, a sacred animal tarot, new production by Liminal 11 with this gorgeous artwork. Let me know in the comments what you think of this deck. Is it something you were aware of? Do you have other Liminal 11 decks? Do you love them? What are your thoughts? Is this something that you think you need to add to your collection, or you're thinking, I have the other Liminal 11 decks, I'm good, or I'm not really attracted to the artwork, or yes, I'd like to put it on my wish list? All your thoughts, let me know in the comments below. And also, if you found any value, enjoyed this walkthrough, please consider hitting a like, a subscribe if you haven't already, all of which helps this very small channel to grow. And with that, I will leave you to get on with your beautiful day, and I will see you real soon. You know I will. Bye for now.